Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to part, I think, 8. I'm going to try to make this the last part, because I'm tired and I need to go to bed. But first up with the Flying Ninja 1, very nice guy. Don't really have a question, but I'm wondering if you consider doing some videos about the Razzie Awards, maybe look at the nominees for each year and talk about whether you agree or not. Could be fun, but you'll probably explode with rage, more than likely. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a video like that someday. I don't know when, but that sounds kind of fun. Thank you for the question. Dinobot asks a couple questions that are spaced out throughout this. Do you prefer Killer Snake movies or Killer Alligator Crocodile movies? Probably go with Killer Alligator Crocodile movies. Have you seen Inside Man with Denzel Washington? I enjoy that. That's my favorite Spike Lee movie. I'm not a Spike Lee fan, but I thought he did a good job with that. If Peter Jackson was able to do his original King Kong film in 1996, do you think we would have had Kong Skull Island right now? I know for a fact if Godzilla 1998 was made with the original Stan Winston crew and Yad Daban, we would not have Godzilla 2014 the way it is, most likely, if that's how things turned out. I don't know, you could still have it. I mean, look how many times they remake the movie, it's almost the same film like the Poltergeist remake, so I think we could still have that movie, even if Peter Jackson did his version. Do you prefer Broken Arrow or The Rock? I would put Broken Arrow. I like The Rock, but I would put Broken Arrow above it. What is a monster you know from the Godzilla franchise you would find cool to see redone for the big screen in a future film? Gigan. The one with the crazy, like, red, like, visor type of eyes. He's got, like, a buzzsaw in his stomach. And those, like, hooks for hands. So Gigan would be pretty cool. Do you hate Escape Plan 2 more than American Ninja 4? Yes. Escape Plan 2 is worse than even a shit like American Ninja 4. Are you aware Harrison Ford is signed up to do another Indiana Jones film? Yeah. They give the series and character closure. He had closure in part 4, so I don't know why they're doing it. I don't want them to fuck it up, because I actually like part 4, so I don't want them to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. But thank you for the questions. Tyne&WearPrecertGuy. Hey Mads, great you're doing another Q&A. I have 8 questions for you. Will you be interested in reviewing the Monty Python movies? I'm not a big Monty Python guy, so you really wouldn't want to hear my thoughts on them. They're not bad, they're just not my cup of tea. Would you ever get a chance to review Suspiria as well as the remake? I really have no interest in watching the remake, and Suspiria, maybe if I picked up a few other Dario Argento films like Opera, Deep Red on Blu-ray, Phenomena, maybe I kind of want to pick up more of them. Maybe do a little Dario Argento marathon, but maybe one day. Oh, speaking of which, would you ever do a Dario Argento marathon one day? Yeah, I would like to, but there's a lot of his I don't have, so I like to pick them up before. Because it'd be nice to show it and watch it at home and on the Blu-ray and look at special features, try to get some info about them, that sort of thing. Which do you think is the most overrated TV show? Right now, The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. Because everyone talks all about that, and I'm like, not for me, but whatever. Do you think all this online gaming is overrated and shit? Because I think it is. I never do online gaming, so sure. Do you like some of the Beatles? Yeah. I like George Harrison. He did Cheer Down at the end of Lethal Weapon 2. I like the song Let It Be. I like some of their songs. So yeah, Paul McCartney. Yeah, I have no problem with him. I like him. Have you heard of a band called The Pierces? If you're into folk music. I'm not really into folk music, so I know I've never heard of The Pierces. Have you ever heard of the Weather Gins? They were shown on the ITV National Weather in the UK back in the late 90s. First time I've heard of it, so I'm not sure what that is. Sorry about that. But thank you for the questions. Next is YouTube Sucks Right Now. Have you seen the Flash 2014 TV series? I have not seen that. Do you think Bruce Campbell will be an American Doctor Who? No, I don't think that'll ever happen. I heard Freeform ABC Family are making an American version of Misfits. What are your thoughts? Is that the puppet thing? If so, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I don't know how the hell it'd be an ABC Family because it's pretty raunchy. And it might not be what I'm thinking of. I might be thinking of a different thing. If it is that, I don't know what Misfits is. If it is what I'm thinking of, I don't know how the hell ABC Family would do it. 4. Have you played any Legend of Zelda games? Mainly A Link to the Past, Super Nintendo, which I enjoyed. I haven't played much of the others. Have you heard of a YouTuber named Future DC Warrior? No. Have you seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV show? I have not. You think they should reboot My Babysitter a Vampire? Make it like darker series. I don't know what My Babysitter a Vampire is. I've never heard of that. Do you think America bans guns? No, because even if you did, they'd find something else. If you ban guns, they kill you with a truck. They kill you with a bomb. They kill you with any other thing. You can get rid of the implement, but that doesn't mean you're going to stop anything because the damaged person is still out there and they'll improv. Do you watch any backwards videos? I don't know what backwards videos are, so no. What happened if Nintendo had a Nintendo Cinematic Universe? I'm surprised they don't. In a way they do when they do those, I know what the hell they are, the fighting games with Mario, and then you play like Solid Snake and Kirby. I'm surprised they haven't made a game where you just have all those fucking characters in it. Like Kingdom Hearts style, but it's all Nintendo games. But thanks for the questions. Next up is Blade 206. Just wondering, have you played Alien Zen Pinball Table? First time I've heard of it, so I have not played that. It says question 1, but I don't see any other questions, so sorry if you had more. But that's all I can see right there. But thank you for that. AntLionAlpha, it's such that internet trolls are trying to bring you down. Hope they get a life. Yeah, it is what it is. My question is, how important is music to you in a movie? Like, where would you rank it among the other filmmaking elements such as cinematography, acting, writing, etc.? I'm not sure where I would rank it, but yeah, it's an important thing because it'll make you feel, it can make you feel emotional, feel excitement, feel your adrenaline pumping. So I ranked up there pretty high. I probably ranked it in like the top 5 things, really. Not number 1, number 2. Probably, yeah, probably like number 5 or something. I'm sorry, I'm read it in my head. I'm trying to think. What feature that used to be on YouTube would you like to see back? Being able, how you were able to read your messages and comments were a lot fucking easier. A lot easier back then. And so yeah, I would like to see that back instead of a stupid fucking bell. And sometimes the comments aren't fucking there. That'd be nice. Let's see, what else? Do you think what else? Can't think of it. I can't think of it at the top of my head. Try the other features, but sorry. What celebrity death affected you the most? I think one of them was Robin Williams. It just seemed like a sweetheart of a guy, so full of energy and life, and then the fact that he died, and then it was suicide. Yeah, that hit really hard. Really, really hard. So, probably Robin Williams. Do you hope to be involved in filmmaking someday, director or otherwise, or are you comfortable just reviewing movies as a hobby? I just stayed with the hobby because, directing for what? For Hollywood? For their bullshit? Wouldn't be worth it. Did you ever take any acting drama classes in school? They didn't really have that at the school I went to. If money was an issue, where would you like to travel? I would like to travel to see my friends. See my friend Effrey in New York. To see my friend Michael CP in, I know, Vancouver, Washington. See my friend Michael Keane in Oklahoma. And just visit them in person. I think that'd be pretty cool. And after that, Japan. I think it'd be cool to visit there. Never happened, but it'd be cool. What scares you the most out of things like ghosts, demons, giant monsters, bugs, serial killers, etc.? I guess serial killers because they exist. The other things, well, bugs exist, but I mean, like demons, I don't really buy into demons. Ghosts, I would love to see a ghost. I wouldn't be scared. I'd be like, yeah. Giant monsters aren't real. Bugs, I'm not scared of them. Serial killers, sure. I guess there are serial killers. I guess I would pick that one. But either way, thanks for the questions. Next we got Treenator789, who has 6 questions. Every time I go into Family Video, I take a look at their brochures for each month to see what new films are coming out. One of my favorite things to do ever since I was young was to look at the brochures to see what new werewolf and vampire movies are coming out and rent them. There are usually a few straight-to-video movies that come out every month that have werewolves or vampires in them. Usually they are time wasters or so bad they're funny, but there are a few that are gems, such as Late Phases. Yeah, that's a gem. We'd consider reviewing one of these movies once you get done with your marathon and have time. What movies are you talking about? Like Late Phases I reviewed. I mean, I reviewed some vampire movies. I reviewed The Lost Boys. I reviewed Fright Night. Werewolf films. I think I reviewed Silver Bullet. I reviewed Late Phases. You mentioned Late Phases. I did review that film, so I'm not really sure what you mean. On the subject of werewolf movies, I don't know if you know about this. A few years ago, there was talks of remaking American Wolf in London. I don't care for remakes. There was rumored remakes in recent history that was grateful didn't happen, just how much of a downgrade would be from the original. What do you think the movie would have been like if it had been remade? Well, they are remaking it, and John Landis' son is doing it, Max Landis. So, I hate to break to you, they are remaking the film. Max Landis is doing it. The son of John Landis. So they are doing it. And it's going to suck. Do you have any memories, opinions on any classic TV shows? For me, classic TV shows would be like Elf and the A-Team and The Simpsons. Like, to me, those are, the classic shows I watched and enjoyed. I didn't really watch much of All in the Family or Andy Griffith Show or that. I watched Home Improvement. I enjoyed that. Have you heard of the movie made a few years ago that was an homage to the mashup movies of the Universal Monsters called House of the Wolfman? Nah, first time I've heard of it. Have you watched any of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movies, such as the silent 1920 version starring John Barrymore, the 1932 version starring Frederick March, the 1941 version with Spencer Tracy, or the Abbott and Costello movie? I saw the Abbott and Costello one, and I like Abbott and Costello movies, so I enjoyed it. But I haven't seen the others. How do you feel about the decline of great movie posters box art over the years? During the VHS era and even before that, we were treated to great box art and posters that were great pieces of art in themselves that would influence our decision on wanting to watch a movie, even more than the trailers to those movies. Thanks for answering these questions. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they went that route. You would think you would want a beautiful cover to entice people to go check out your movie. Even the advertising on Stream, whatever streaming you have, streaming platform, but they don't want to put that effort into it. They just don't see it that way. Once in a while, a company like, some type of Blu-ray company, they realize that and they'll try to have some new artwork that looks pretty good. Like the Maximum Overdrive one, I gotta admit, that looks pretty good on that Vestron Blu-ray. But that's not the norm. And big time studios are like, they don't care a tremendous amount for that. I don't know why. I would love to have someone higher up answer that question. I would love to know. I would love to know. But thank you for the questions. Next is TMNT Fan 1985. Which TMNT character do you think had the best, worst lines from the 2003 cartoon? I don't know, because I don't really think of the lines of dialogue from that show. I mean, I love the show. It's my favorite cartoon, but I don't really think of pieces of dialogue, so I don't know who had the best and worst dialogue. Okay, you mentioned characters, not just the turtles. I guess April, because she didn't really have, her dialogue was pretty plain and straightforward, which is fine, because it's about the turtles, so in a way that's a good thing. Because it wasn't the April O'Neil show, it was actually about the Ninja Turtles, which I appreciate. But yeah, I guess I would have her. As for the best lines, I'd probably still go with my favorite Raphael. The one bit I do remember laughing at is when he crashes to another. He's on a ship. He crashes to another ship. And he's jumping at the shredder, and he's like, Geronimo. I don't know why that made me laugh though. Have you seen the new TMNT show that's on right now? I tried watching one episode. I got a headache, and I gave up. I said, "Fuck this shit." A movie that you saw that was awful, but the soundtrack was good. Only God Forgives. The soundtrack's pretty damn good. Deserves a better movie. Because I hate that movie, but the soundtrack, the music was pretty good. Favorite Janet Leigh film that she's in? Probably like The Fog. But you know, acting wise, she's really good in Psycho. What would be your ideal Fantastic Four movie? I don't know. I don't really have an ideal Fantastic Four movie. Just I didn't grow up with the comics, and a couple of the movies I didn't mind. So, which slow movie character do you like more? Marion Cobretti, John Rambo, Rocky, or Barney Ross? I gotta go with John Rambo as a character. I was gonna say Marion Cobretti, but I'll probably say John Rambo as a character. It's always toss between Rambo and Cobra. What are some movie quotes that you feel overrated, underrated? Well, underrated, I mean, quotes of Leviathan. I know you've gone through hell. Gone? Bitch, we're still here. Or I come in peace. I come in peace. And you go in pieces, asshole. That's a great one. So those are underrated. Overrated? The King of the World from Titanic. In a way, get to the chopper. I like the line in Predator. But fuck, everyone uses it so goddamn much. Including Arnold. And it's like, just ease up on the fucking phrase, man. I like the quote as well, but ease the fuck up on it. Yeah, that's just my opinion on that. But thank you for the questions. Next up is Freddy3911 Returns. Out of the two projects that George Romero was originally attached to, Resident Evil and The Mummy, which one would you have preferred to have gotten to see made and why? Resident Evil, because I like the game and would love to have seen his interpretation of it. I think I would have liked it more than what Paul W.S. Anderson did. For the original concept Batman 3, Billy D. Williams, Robin Williams were run-ups for Two-Face and Riddler. Do you feel they would have been better than Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey were? Yeah. Billy D. Williams, it would have made more sense because it would have been more consistent. Did you go from Billy D. Williams to Tommy Lee Jones, which is weird. And Robin Williams, yeah, I mean, I don't mind Jim Carrey, but Robin Williams, I think, would have been really interested to see what he would have done with the role. Where would you rank My Blade Valentine 3D on a best or worst remake list? It'd be in the best. I like the film. It wouldn't be tops of the list, but I don't mind the My Bloody Valentine 3D. It was fine. What are your top 5 favorite and least favorite Abbott Costello movies? Favorites would include Abbott Costello Meet Frankenstein, Meet the Invisible Man, Buck Privates. I think one called Pardon My Saran and Buck Privates Come Home. Least favorite? I don't know. I have that box set and I did watch some of them. I did watch all of them when I got, but there's quite a few of them I don't remember. So yeah, I couldn't tell you the worst ones. The one where I think they go to Mars, I didn't really care much for that. The one with the mummy was like, eh. I can't remember the other ones. Just that says something. Which major actors of today's age do you feel need or should fuck off? Or need to fuck off? Mark Wahlberg, Colin Farrell, John Cena, Mark Wahlberg. I know I said it twice, but for a reason. Joel Kinnaman. In a way, The Rock. At least for a little bit. Taylor Kish, Taylor Lautner. That fucking guy from Independence Resurgence. I forgot his fucking name. Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, there's quite a few people. Top favorite and least favorite Tim Burton films. 5 favorite. I know Batman would be in there. Batman Returns. Ed Wood. Sleepy Hollow. Probably Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I don't know what order they'd be in. Worst, definitely Alice in Wonderland. Planet of the Apes. Dark Shadows. I don't know whatever the fuck he's done lately. Which video game would you love to see become a movie? Mine Siphon Filter. Cold Fear on PS2 would make a pretty cool movie, I think. Because there's a Coast Guard, and you're on this ship, and there's a storm going on, there's these monsters, these people possessed by creatures. I think that'd be a fun movie to see. Cold Fear. Evil Within would be pretty cool too. Top 5 favorite Danny DeVito performances. So I know Twins would be on there. Batman Returns would be on there. Romancing the Stone would be on there. His performance, Ruthless People, that was pretty fun. Can't think of a fifth one. I'm sure there. I don't know why I can't think of a fifth one. Top 5 favorite and least favorite Stream Factor releases. I don't really have a list for that. Sorry about that, man. I mean, yeah, I can't really make that list of top 5s. Top 5 favorite and least favorite Schumacher movies. I know favorites would include Phone Booth, DC Cab, Lost Boys, Falling Down, 8mm. I know there's others, but those ones popped in my head. Least favorite, Batman and Robin. I don't hate the film, but I would put Batman Forever in there. The What He Did, the number 23, that would be on there as well. That's a couple of them. But thank you for the questions. Next up is Julian Cavazos. Sorry, just. Are you a fan of horror action movie soundtracks, not film scores? Any favorites? Horror action movie soundtracks, not film scores. I don't know of any examples of that. I mean, I like the soundtrack from Dusk Till Dawn, like the songs. Trying to think of other action horror films that have soundtracks but not the score. Because like Aliens is just a score. Tremors is just a, well, that's action, but Predator is just a score. Other than Long Tall Sally, which I don't mind the song. Can't think of any right now. What artist band do you really enjoy but feel nobody's ever heard of? Dance with the Dead. That's a really good one. Do you think Netflix should cancel the remaining Marvel shows? In my opinion, they were all dull and boring. I haven't seen them, so I can't say whether they should cancel them or not, because I don't have Netflix. Which actor or actress do you dislike that isn't really well known or mainstream? Well, if I meant anything I mentioned, you guys already know. Sue Price from the Nemesis sequels. Things shitty. Why do you think Stephen King hates most of his old school adaptations but loves all the lame ones? I have no idea. Only he could answer that. Have you ever been to a live wrestling event? Never have. Are you a fan of any female porn stars who transition to mainstream films? None that from the top of my head. Are you familiar with the original script of The Force Awakens? The story was centered around Luke's son, played by Ryan Gosling, searching for his father. Kylo Ren was an android and had no connection to Han or Leia. Also, Finn was white and had a different name. First time I've heard of that. Ryan Gosling was going to play Luke Skywalker's son? Never heard of that. Why the fuck didn't they do that? What horror movies do you dislike that people consider cult classics? For me, it's Madman, The Exorcist, and Queen of the Damned. Well, I don't like The Exorcist. I don't like Rosemary's Baby. I don't mind Psycho nowadays. I don't like The Hills Have Eyes, the original. I don't like the original Last House on the Left, other than the song The Road Leads to Nowhere, but I'm sorry, I like the remake of Last House on the Left more than the original. I like The Hills Have Eyes remake a lot more than the original. The Exorcist, I like The Exorcist 3 more than the first one. So that's a couple that don't piss people off. I'm sure there's others, but those are ones that top of my head. Have you ever heard of Corey Feldman's Truth Campaign? It's a film documentary he's planning to make to expose pedophiles in Hollywood. I heard about it, but here's my question. Why doesn't he just say it? Why does he have to make a documentary about it? Why don't you say it? If they are so dangerous, and you're doing it just to tell people, to warn people, I should say. Why are you making a documentary that you don't sell and want people to pay? Why are you doing that? Oh, Corey Feldman, what the hell has he done for the past 5 years or 10 years? And yeah, if these people are so dangerous that they're pedophiles, fucking expose them right now. You can find some random fucking person on the street, do a video on YouTube, it would catch fire, and it would be fucking everywhere. So what is Corey Feldman waiting for? Oh, a paycheck? Well, that says a lot about it then, doesn't it? Just my opinion. So, I don't know about Corey Feldman. I don't know if I trust that guy. That's just my opinion. But thank you for the questions. Next up is Marco Avila, who asks, have you played Max Payne 3 on PS3? Haven't played it. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't played it. PerryFan49 says, well, he thought Creed 2 was much better than Creed. Still don't look forward to it. Next up, we have John, the Zero Cool. Great guy out here. And he has 10 questions. With Stanley's passing, do you think it's more than ever to take a break or move on from these comic book films? As much as I've enjoyed a few, I'm getting fatigued, and at some point, whether audiences want to admit it or not, it will run its course. It's better to explore other ideas now than to keep stretching this damn genre. Yeah, they should take a break, but they're not going to, because Infinity War is going to make a lot of money, and as long as it keeps making a lot of money, they're going to put it into the ground. And they don't care. Think about every other trend or franchise. Do they ever stop when they're ahead? No. Almost every single one, they to the ground. Dig into the ground. Bury it. Burn it. And that's how it is, man. That's how it is. So, top 3 Ron Howard films. Apollo 13 would be on there. Gun-Ho I enjoy. I'll put Cocoon on there to be a little bit different. I know you don't look forward to Rambo 5, but I have this feeling in my gut Rambo will die, some BS sacrifice, I'll get pissed. Do you have this feeling too, and do you think Sly has the gall? It just seems inevitable. I wouldn't be surprised, that's the thing. If it happened, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. And that's what sucks about it. I'd be like, yep, I figured. I would not be surprised. Why do you think some take issue with some reboots over others? Recently saw Back to the Future brought up a few sites that fans want a reboot. Thankfully, people have called these sites out on this idea. But how can we be against one but keep embracing these CG Disney reboots like The Lion King? I know it's 2 different films, but as long as the mainstream gets their nostalgia bone tickled, which is his childhood, and they see the growing reaction, it just feels justified audiences want more reboots. I don't know. Sorry, this is a long pause, but I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know why they do that. Maybe because maybe deep down, you know, they look at Back to the Future, they really think of that as a pedestal. But they think of the Lion King as down here, but they won't say that, and maybe they don't realize they think that unless they actually think about it. And if they think it's down this pedestal, then they're like, oh, maybe you don't like the original as much as you think you do. I don't know. Or you think it has more flaws, or you think it has... Or maybe because it's Disney and they want to suck Disney's dick more. I try to answer that question. Number 5, The Golden Child or Maximum Overdrive. That's tough because those are two very different movies. It's if I want to laugh, I watch The Golden Child. If I want to have excitement, I watch Maximum Overdrive. So, which one do I pick? It's hard to pick one or the other. I guess I would pick Golden Child just because it's today, and tomorrow I might pick the other one. Which two actors should have worked with John Woo in the past? Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the three of them should have done a movie together. Would have been epic. What are some actors that could have a good antagonist for Sly in the past, action film wise? Jeff Speakman. I think that would have been a pretty cool villain to go up against. Jeff Speakman. Or hell, if Seagal actually took some fucking humble pie and became a villain, you know, that'd be good against Sly. You may. This is like if it was after. If it was before Under Siege. It was after like Mark for Death, Out for Justice. It's like fuck, man. The stuff he's doing now for Justice. I don't know if Sly can do it. That would work. Top 3 Peter Hyams films. Let's go with End of Days, The Relic, and Outland. Which is worse, The Predator or RoboCop? I'll honestly say The Predator. That's how much that movie pissed me off. I would honestly say the Predator movie was worse. What is the future of films, audiences? What concerns do you have when you look at this current climate of filmmakers, fans online, social media, the current state of things? I don't know about the audiences. I don't know what they like, what they don't like. I'm just not with them. So it's like I'm old and I'm past the prime, and these guys, they have their own loves and hates, and I'm not part of it. I'm not jiving with it. I'm not in the club. It's a whole new ball team of different interests, different likes, different dislikes. And I'm the old man going, those rock and roll, turn that music down. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. These filmmakers, we don't really have a lot of filmmakers, honestly. A lot of yes men, or, you know, what fucking agenda can we get into next? So yeah, I think the future movies are grim, to be perfectly honest. But that's just my opinion. But Thanks for the questions. Next up is Almighty Monkey Power, who has 10 questions. 1. Do you think Disney will ruin Indiana Jones? I hope not, but you know what? I would not be surprised after what they did with Star Wars. Do you like the 70s TV show Buck Rogers? I haven't seen the show. I know of it, but I haven't seen it. What are your thoughts on physical media and its decline? Inevitable because of the VOD market. I think it'll be a collectible market online where you have these companies like Screen Factory and Arrow and Vestron that see the potential of people who want physical media, and thus why they charge 30, 35 bucks, if that. Because you know some people will pay for it because they want physical media. Should they remake the X-Men franchise or just include the current X-Men in the MCU? I don't really care at this point whether they're in the MCU or not. I'm just getting so burned out on comic book movies. I just wouldn't care either way. Do you think video games look too much like interactive movies nowadays? Well, I mean, to the point of... What was that one Metal Gear... Was it Metal Gear Solid 4? Where, like, I swear, like, 80% of the fucking game was just a movie to watch. I'm like, can I play the game? I didn't play it. I watched someone play it. But it's like, oh, you don't play the game now? Or you're just going to keep watching this, you know, fucking, what is it, 40-minute cutscene, whatever the fuck it is. Jesus. When the Hulk takes a shit, do you think it would be green and full of gamma radiation? Do you think Willow 2 will ever happen? Will Disney ruin it? Willow 2, I don't see it happening. And if it did, I don't see them having that big of a budget for it. Because Willow 1 wasn't that much of a hit. And look at Blade Runner. They did a sequel with that guy made, and it was a flop. So I don't know. I don't know if they're itching for Willow 2. Do you like the 80s TV show V? Only saw bits and pieces, so I haven't seen much of it. Could a show like Married with Children ever exist today, or would it be too offensive? Nah, it wouldn't exist today. It'd be too... Yeah, it would be too offensive. Are there any shitty 2000 or 2010 movies that you think should be remade? A lot of people are asking questions about remakes, and to me, I'm like, I'm tired of remakes, man. I'm so tired of remakes. No more remakes, please. How about, let's put a ban on remakes for like 5 years. Let's have it be like, we can't remake a damn thing for the next 5 years. Please. I would love that. No, you cannot remake anything for 5 years. That would be my... Put the fucking gavel, my judgment. But thanks for the questions on those. Next up is Jack Thompson, who has a couple questions. Hi, Matt. We're just to say thank you for your fantastic content. Thank you. My questions are which actors, directors do you believe whose talent is being wasted and blacklisted? Dolph Lundgren, for one. He never gets the roles that he deserves. Never gets the shit he deserves, which sucks. Jeff Speakman, for some reason. In a way, Jean-Claude Van Damme. What else? Why? Like John Carpenter, they wouldn't let him do a Dead Space movie. Why? I don't know. But they said no to him. So yeah, people like that, they get fucking... I don't know what the hell it is. They're just like, no. As I why? So yeah, I don't get the fucking reason for it. I try to tell you. When did you believe was the point of when the action genre went into decline? I think when you had people like Matt Damon in the Bourne movies become action stars with shitty camera work, and when they're doing this with the camera, and it's like we gotta be more realistic, even though it's still not realistic. And we have super fast cuts and shaky cam editing. Because these guys are not fighters. You can train for a little bit, but we gotta cut and we gotta do all this because we gotta show that these guys are the baddest of the badasses, but at the same time, they haven't been training for years. So, you know, you don't want to see the flaws in their techniques. How do you feel when you see an iconic actor like Al Pacino or Robert De Niro keep appearing in VOD movies? It's sad. Because they deserve so much better. They deserve some really powerful roles, and they don't get it. Some of your favorite movie quotes. Stuff from Cobra, like "You're a disease," and "I'm the cure." "This is where the law stops, and I start, sucker." Or Leviathan, "Gone, bitch, we're still here." Or, "Here, I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'll pop your tops, all six of them." Bunches from The Golden Child. Like, "This is a dream, I'm dreaming. Since this is a dream, I can say from my heart, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass." Or "Your night come in peace. And you go in pieces, asshole." There's many quotes I love. I actually did a video on my channel talking about my favorite quotes. What are your thoughts on James Woods' return on acting? That sucks because I really liked him as an actor. Why do you think great movies like 48 Hours and The Hitcher haven't received any special edition Blu-rays? Beats a shit out of me. I've been asking that for years. Is there any pieces of IMDb movie trivia which you can remember shocked you and made you laugh? Not at this moment. Sorry about that. I can't think of anything at the moment. But thank you for the questions. Next is from a guy named Andrew Talavera. Which actors would you like to see a comeback for their careers? He has a list. Yeah, Jeff Speedman would be one. Brad Dourif, Thomas Jane, David Duchovny. Yeah, I agree with those. Which based on video game characters from Mortal Kombat would you not mind to see in the bid stream besides I'm not sure what he's asking. Which based on video games from Mortal Kombat would you like to see on the bid stream? None of them really. I mean, at this point, none of them really, because what are they gonna do? They're gonna do that one fucking TV show, not TV show, but that one fucking web show they did. Yeah, I can't really say anything, because I like the Mortal Kombat film from 1995. I mean, I guess if you try to redo that and be R-rated and brutal and practical effects, maybe, but I don't see that happening anyway, so what's the point? What's your favorite Brad Dourif movies? Stephen King Graveyard Shift, Exorcist 3. Those are definitely two that pop up top of my head. Which movies are you looking forward to see in 2019? John Wick 3, Hobbs and Shaw. I'd be curious about that. Ad Astra with Brad Pitt, Heavenly Jones, just to know what the movie is about. What is your favorite James Bond sequels? Really like GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies. What's that one? I know it. The Spy Who Loved Me. That's what I was thinking of. But those are a couple that I enjoyed. I reviewed all the James Bond films, so for people who are interested, I have a playlist on my channel. Favorite actor played James Bond? I guess I would pick Pierce Brosnan. I thought he fit the role very well. But yeah, those are the questions. Thank you, Andrew. And then I think we're on the last one. Just want to make sure. At least based on this YouTube thing. Unless they screwed up. Although I loved Angela's performance as Mike Harrigan in Predator 2, would you have thought Will Smith as Harrigan to be a good choice? I don't know. Because I'm just picturing that, oh hell no. And I like Will Smith, but in a Predator movie, no, I would have preferred Danny Glover. I think Danny Glover did the much better job for that kind of role. What would you rate the game Alien? What would you rate the game Alien Isolation from 1 to 10? From 1 to 10? I guess a 9? I'm not good with ratings, man. I say 9 because I really love the game. I love the atmosphere. I love the scares. I love the... It's just... Some of the glitches were annoying. Androids walking through the fucking wall. Like, elevator... I closed the elevator and the fucking android walked through the goddamn wall and tried to kill me. And some of the other glitches and slowdown annoyed the piss out of me. But really, that's the only thing. Other than that, but anyway, I did a review of Alien Isolation. I talked about how much I really enjoyed the movie. It was a great really enjoyed the game. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's my... There you go. So other than that, that's the end of the Q&A. Sorry by the end there, I got really tired and out of it. I apologize for that. But thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later. I will probably upload these maybe once or twice a day. And we'll see you guys down the road. Bye-bye. And thank you all for the questions. Thank you for taking your time doing that. Sorry if the answers sucked, because I'm not good at this stuff, but thanks still.